Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how to install and configure TightVNC for Windows 10. And this will allow you to connect to our hosted Macintosh environment using a Windows 10 computer. This will also apply to older versions of Windows, Windows 8, Windows 7. We may get around to doing videos on those versions as well, but for now let's just stick with the newest version, which is Windows 10. I'm going to be connecting using the Surface Pro, and I'll screen record while I'm going through the steps so that we can see the steps as well as have some links in the comments to the software. So it's freely available. What we're going to do is we're going to start. Just going to get my screen recorder going here. Start capturing. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. All right, so let's start by searching for TightVNC. Now we recommend TightVNC because it works very simply. It's freely available. It works well with the Macintosh implementation of VNC. So it's just a tight, hence its name. It's a tight client for VNC. So let's go to the website here. We've got the download link. So I'm just going to go directly to the download link, and I'm going to select the installer for Windows 64-bit. Now, obviously, if you are using a 32-bit system, you'll choose the 32-bit installer. Let's see. This isn't showing on our screen, but let's save that. Okay, and then it's also not showing on my screen capture, but we're going to hit run. Okay, so welcome to the TightVNC Setup Wizard. And the Setup Wizard will install TightVNC on your computer. Click Next to continue to exit, or cancel to exit, so obviously we're going to hit Next. Accept the terms of the license agreement. Be sure to look through it, make sure that it applies to your use case scenario. In this case, we're just doing it for non-commercial, so we're going to hit Next. Now, typical installs the most common program features and is recommended for most users, but in our case, we don't need all of the features of TightVNC. TightVNC comes with a client and a server. What we require is just this client, so I'm just going to customize it, keep it simple. And I'm going to click on the little box beside TightVNC server and say entire feature will be unavailable. And we will leave all of the TightVNC viewer components as installable. So if I just click down, it'll say will be installed on local hard drive, and that's what we want. Then we're going to click Next. You can associate VNC files with TightVNC viewer, not a problem there. And you may also want to add exception for TightVNC to the Windows firewall so that you can access our service, our hosted service, through your firewall. So it's going to open up the ports that are required for VNC to work. Typically use port 5900. That's our standard port that we use at our hosted Macintosh environment. So let's go ahead and hit Next to allow this to now install. It's going to give me a little security warning. Yes, we want to allow this to happen. Completed the Setup Wizard, finish. Okay, so now it just takes a moment here while it runs. So this is TightVNC is what we use for all of our hosted Macintosh environments. We also pre-installed TeamViewer on our dedicated environment. So if you're interested in having further third-party screen sharing options other than VNC, check out our dedicated plans. They all come pre-installed with TeamViewer, but you can also install with root access. You have full root access. So you are able to install whichever third-party screen sharing software you require. So taking a moment here. All right. Okay, so let's start with, we're going to connect to one of our shared servers. So I've already got the remote host typed in here. We send out the login details with a pending or prepending VNC : //. In most cases, TightVNC does not require the protocol, which is VNC protocol prepending the host name. So in this case, we're just going to type in the remote host pro400.vmOSX.com. Now yours might be Xcode, so let's say Xcode 106.vmOSX.com. So it could be something like that. In this case, it's one of our shared plus servers, pro400.vmOSX.com. Now, there are some options here, and let's take a look at what our options are. The only thing that really matters is that we, let's see, none of these really matter. You can play with these a little bit, but I recommend just sticking with the basic settings. The reason for that is that it just works. You start playing around with it, it can be a little bit of an issue. So looks like everything's fine there. We don't really need any of those. So let's see here. It's saying request. Let me move this up here. Request shared session. That's important. So we'll hit OK. And that's basically it. So now let's just hit connect. Now it's going to ask for the password. Now the password is not your user password. It's going to be the VNC password, which is listed in your login details, and that's simply vmOSX. Okay, so we type that password in, and then we're at our Macintosh hosted Macintosh environment. This time you would type in your username and password. So let's see here. I'm going to type in our admin. Okay, and there we are. Now you can't see it on this little screen capture, but we're now in our hosted environment. So let's just stop our video, finalizing the video. All right, so that's it. Connecting with TightVNC to our hosted Macintosh environment using Windows 10. I'll do up a follow-up video in the next few days, or the next day or so, with Windows 7, which is a common operating system. I'll also show how to connect using a Macintosh computer if you're using a Mac laptop or an older version of a Mac computer that cannot run the latest Xcode or software that you require, or perhaps you're just running a service off of your dedicated plan. So that's a quick overview of connecting to the hosted Macintosh environment using TightVNC. Thanks for watching.